Lies. They'll be here this weekend. Is it bad that I low-key want her to go into labor while we're on the show so you can like dip out? So I think that's cool content. Just so that
I'm gonna go be a dad again.
Like, I think that's cool content.
Yeah, definitely great content.
Like,
my wife's delivering a little bitch. I gotta go.
Hold on.
Oh, shit.
This is Kiara, and you are checking out the 3 Count podcast.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down, know what y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row, crowd already know how I fly him to the flow like. Hit him with a 3 count.
oh, we're good? We're going? Oh, Raven. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy, your nephew, the cousin. It's the Don, Chaz Evans, and you are checking out the 3 Count Podcast Debate Show live. Let's go down my faction. Introducing first, he is the Red Dog of Red Dogs. He's my tag team partner. He's the man that runs this show because I don't do shit. I don't run shit. I just talk shit. He is the landlord of the Dog Pound. He is a veteran. Red Dog Cliff Miller.
Yeah, thanks. It is the Air Force veteran, intel specialist, the one they call Red Dog, and your favorite mercenary. What is up? I can't wait to get into today's topics. Let's get it.
Alrighty, and introducing next, last but certainly not the least, he's rocking that Studio 22 t-shirt. He has a Black Lives Matter sign over top of his head. He's got an A's hat on, and he is El Diabito. He is the one that is Cliff's best friend. He's also a veteran. Shout out to our veterans. Thank you for fighting for our country. He is the diabetic one. He is Cliff's best friend. I said that already, but hey, he's Lou the Franchise.
It's me, the diabetic one, drinking the good shit.
Is it bad when you said it's me? I wanted you to go, it's me, it's DDP. I don't know why I did. You sounded just like his intro. And it was like, whoa, is that where you're going?
He totally could change it up. He'd be like, it's me, it's TDO. Bang!
Oh, you gotta use that. You gotta use that one day. It's me, it's T-A. Hey, yo, that's hot. That's hot, Cliff. Oh man, it's the debate show, ladies and gentlemen. It's another edition of the debate show. Happy Sunday. Can you guys believe like it's almost the end of May?
Yeah, already.
Which means that the Dawn Appreciation Month is coming up. That's next month, and the Dawn Appreciation Day is June the 16th. So I will be accepting all gifts and celebrations on that day.
Are you a June baby?
I am. I'm a June Gemini.
Hey, my birthday's June 1st.
Let's go. See, hey, it's almost
Gemini brothers.
It's almost Gemini season. We're about to act the fuck up. Oh man, but we got an awesome show for you guys today. You know, it's the trifecta. It's me, Cliff, and Lou. So let's get this party started. Cliff, let's go down the hallway into our awesome studio and what's going on with now entering the ring.
Yeah, so if we hop down the studio, you're going to see that this week we only have one interview for you guys, oddly enough, and that's with Jake St. Patrick. I don't know, maybe there might be a surprise interview in there. That'll come out on a Thursday. I'm not 100%. But we do have on June 1st, we do have Kiara, and we do have Mad Mike Payne going to be coming out on June 3rd, so you guys have those interviews to look forward to next week. We have a load of content. I have a lot of interviews that I just actually have to get updated, so I'll get up on the YouTube channel, plus I'll also get up on Anchor. So, like I said, stay in tune. You might actually see like a couple episodes pop up out of nowhere. So, until then, we don't know.
So, if you want to make sure you're there for all these interviews that pop up, make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed to our podcast channel, wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, podcast network. Anyway, wherever it's a podcast and it's got podcasts, we're on there. So definitely subscribe. If it's Apple Podcasts you listen to us on, make sure you give us a 5-star Frog Splash review. And, share with your friends. Like our videos, like our podcast. Follow us on all of our social media, whether it's 3count_pod on Twitter or 3countpod on Instagram, TikTok, Clapper, Pornhub, Bumble, and all that. So make sure you are following us there. Check out the 3 Count Podcast website, 3countpodcast.com. Anything 3 Count Podcast related, it is on there. Whether it's our shirts, whether it's our updated episodes, whether it's bios on us, it's there. On our website, you can also get our shirts, our merch at prowrestlingtees.com/3countpod. You know the deal. It's the number 3. Don't type NTHREE. You won't find us there. 3 Count Pod. Pro Wrestling Tees _3 Count Pod. Our website, 3countpod.com. So,
actually, I forgot to mention we have our first debate video will be going on Rumble. So if some of you guys out there have talked to us about not being a fan of YouTube, which we definitely understand. So you guys will see us also on Rumble. So we have one at 3 Count Pod. So you guys legit just type in 3 Count Pod. You'll find us there as well.
So that's what that email was.
That's what that email was. By the way, full disclosure behind the scene, we share the email and all of a sudden...
Yeah, we do. I meant to ask you what that was, and I was like, yeah, yours like, hey, 3 Count Pod, your Rumble account. I'm like, what the fuck is a Rumble?
Right.
All right. I'll ask Cliff about it later and never got to do it. So, all right, but yeah, check us out on Rumble. Let's get ready to Rumble. But Anthony, you got an announcement to make, so let's get with your announcement before we get started on today's show.
Right. So this is going to be my last show for a while. I am going to take a 30 to 60 day hiatus and work on myself. I am working to get my blood sugar down because I am diabetic, and to get into a actual box truck for my work instead of a van, I've got to pass a DOT medical. I'm not there yet. I'm getting there. I'm real close, but over the next 30 to 60 days, I'm going to be hitting the gym. I'm going to be getting myself back to healthy, and I will be back sometime between July 1 and August 1.
Oh, so yeah, right before SummerSlam. So awesome. So, listen, sometimes it's all good to take a break sometime and, work on yourself. And always health comes number one. So, we support you. The fans support you. So, you're here. We're here for you.
Absolutely. I feel you. Plus, my wife's about to pop any day now, any second now. Fuck, I'm just waiting for her to say, come, take me to the hospital. With that new addition, we just have a lot going on. We're moving. We have a lot going on in our lives, and right now I need some time to focus on my family and myself, get myself better so I can make this podcast better. Because people hate me when I'm fucking real blunt.
I feel like that last part was a lie.
So, but yeah, we're with you. We're with Anthony. I'm gonna get that hashtag on Twitter today. Hashtag we're with Anthony. So, but all right, cool beans. So enough of this sappy crap. Let's talk about some wrestling. Let's get started with the match of the week. For those of you who don't know, who haven't been updated with our new segment, Match of the Week, that replaced the Wednesday Night War rundown since there is no Wednesday Night War. So we get our Match of the Week. So we all got pick a match out of all the wrestling that goes on throughout the week, and we're going to give you our favorite match, and you should probably check that match out. So with that being said, Cliff, match of the week. Well, not your match of the week, your second match of the week, because the match of the week is the number one in the power rankings.
Yeah, so I'll actually give you guys just like one from the honorable mention list. But it is definitely worth checking out. So Rachel Ellering versus Jordynne Grace on Impact. Just great, pure wrestling. It's definitely on point. You guys should definitely go check that match out. And a lot to learn from it. So if you guys do want to see what it looks like, hey, when these two women tear the house down, I gotta give them a lot of props.
El Diabito.
My favorite match would have to be Christian versus Matt Seidel. That really entertained me.
You took my answer.
It was a really good match for me. I mean, even the Young Bucks versus the Varsity Blondes was real good too. So
It was.
Those were my tops of the week. I didn't get to watch NXT, unfortunately. So
neither did I. Yeah, neither did. Jeez, were you just like living my life this week?
Yeah. For real, I felt black.
Jesus. So Anthony won't be he won't be taking a hiatus because he'll be fired.
Catch me on the 2 Count with a Kick Out podcast.
I hate you.
God.
I hate you. The bad thing about it is that sounds actually like legit. And like I'm low key wanting you to like start your own podcast now and call the 2 Count with the 2 Count podcast.
That's gonna be my producer there too.
Right. And your producer, Loretta.
Like, welcome to the 2 Count where we kick out before the 3 count.
Oh my God. You're right. And then, you guys go live at like 3. And then from 3 to 4, 4:55. All right, we got to kick out now. Time for the 3.
Time to go to the 3 count.
Let's move on.
Something. Come August 1st. Run something.
But yeah, so my match of the week is Christian Cage versus Matt Seidel. I don't know why I was really into the match. And then again, when you had 2 professionals and 2, vets like Matt Seidel and Christian, you're not going to get a bad match out of them. It was a really good opener for AEW, which was a solid, good show overall.
Absolutely.
And I didn't get to, like I said, I didn't get to watch NXT either. I was watching the Wizards lose. But
for us.
Yeah. So that's my match of the week for this week. Matt Seidel, Christian Cage. So all right, that's the match of the week. Let's get on to the debate topics. Debate topics.
Please don't let that be a thing. Please don't let that be a thing.
It's not. It won't be. I don't know. I had something else in mind and it didn't work. So we're just gonna, leave that alone. But all right, first debate topic. If you did not catch Dynamite, let's get you caught up to speed. So, Inner Circle accepted the Pinnacle's challenge for Stadium Stampede at Double or Nothing, and with the stipulation being that if the Inner Circle should lose, that they must break up. So, the topic and that we're going to debate or what we're going to discuss is that should the Inner Circle lose at Double or Nothing? We'll start with you, Anthony. Then we'll go Cliff, and then me.
The Minder Circle, you mean, according to the notes? The Minder Circle.
It was a typo. Listen, it was a typo. You knew what I meant.
Should they lose or do they lose? That's the real question.
I think they should. Yeah.
I think they do. I think that because the Pinnacle is doing so well, they're brand new. You can't have them lose right now. Again, it's kind of like Blood and Guts. You can't make the Inner Circle lose or the Pinnacle lose right now. If you make them lose, I mean, you could make them lose to save a little bit of face, but that just makes them look trashy.
Right.
Makes AEW look trashy if you make the Pinnacle lose right now. So I think Jericho goes on the title run after this anyway. So
I mean,
no math.
Should they lose? Yeah. I mean, it's kind of time to disband them. And I say that in a sense that they've been around for a while and they've been a staple, but now it's time to we know that Chris Jericho's deal is for 3 years, so we know in time he's gonna start moving on to other projects or just other things behind the scenes maybe for what's going on with AEW to help grow that. And maybe just goes back into being a part-timer where he makes sporadic appearances and helps drive new talent up. So yeah, I think they lose, they disband, and then you kind of just let Chris Jericho just run and do his thing and let him do what he's going to do to help drive the company. That's where I sit with that.
I agree with that 100%. And I think this is the time now for AEW has something good going on between Mox and Kenny. Don't get me wrong, but if you dismember the Inner Circle, you give them Max that title. That's helping the Pinnacle. I think it's time for Max to hold that heavyweight championship, personally.
So, all right. This a couple weeks ago, I don't know if I did say it on the air, but I did say it privately. I said it to Clip. I said it to Idol. I even said I said it to JJ. I think the Inner Circle should break up. And this was a few weeks. This is a couple weeks back. This is before the Pinnacle was formed. I was saying that they should break up because I felt like they were holding back everyone involved except the person named Jericho. I felt like it was Jericho and his lackeys. Now we fast forward to the face turn, and I have to disagree. I disagree because I look at the Inner Circle now with them being faces. It gives them more things to do, because I felt like when after Jericho lost the belt, the Inner Circle had no real place in AEW. They were just Jericho and his lackeys. And it felt like with Jericho not having the title, there was no need for them. Now, I feel as if this would be the perfect time for the Santana and Ortiz to get the tag belts to bring to the Inner Circle and have Sami hold the TNT belt. I think it's that time where we showcase them as a unit without having Jericho as being that top champion. Jericho taking a step back from being the center of the group and being what's the word? I don't want to use the term manager role of the group, but it focuses on everyone else. Because my biggest gripe with the Inner Circle from jump was that they weren't doing anything with people that weren't named Jericho. Sami wasn't being used. When AEW started, we were all saying that Sami was the future star out of the group. We knew that Santana Ortiz was going to kill the tag team division, but they weren't doing tag team stuff. And what they were doing it in losing efforts. I think this is now the time that they do that, especially with the fact that SCU allegedly, they broke up because they said they would, if they lost, they would break up. I think this is the time now where you use them, as a face to drive money. Because, as we know, baby faces make money. That's the people that make money. That brings the fans in. So I think they don't lose, because I think you can legitimately bring this feud with the Pinnacle and Inner Circle to have another match. It doesn't have to be another 5-on-5 match. You can do a best of 5 matches and have each, let's say FTR versus Santana Ortiz. That's one match, right? You can have Jericho and Max have in a 1-on-1 match. That's another match. There's so many different combinations that you can do with these guys and matches where you can, extend this feud. I don't think they should break up. I think Inner Circle takes the dub at Stadium Stampede, especially since they lost that match. And then we go on to another, a series of matches, and then have them lose the feud there. The Pinnacle at the end of the feud should win the feud point blank. I just don't think that. I think Inner Circle get their dub back from Blood and Guts. I think this is the moment that they take that back. They take the dub back. So that's why I feel like they shouldn't lose. And that's just my opinion. And it is funny because, like I said, a couple weeks ago, I was like, man, fuck the Inner Circle. It's like they were good from the jump, and then they went, pooh. But I feel like this is a perfect moment to really use this faction war. Because what are they doing with the Dark Order as a faction?
They're the good old boys.
Exactly. As a faction, the Dark Order aren't doing anything. They're just, they're they're Hangman's boy. Like that, they're his insurance policy in a sense. That's a bad term to use. But that's what I feel like. I don't think they should lose. I think they win the Stadium Stampede, and then for the next, I guess, what's that? Revolution would be next, right? No, All Out. All Out All Out will be next, and at All Out we have a series of matches with different people of Inner Circle and Pinnacle face off at each other, and then that's how they lose the feud as far as Inner Circle. Because you can have the Pinnacle win this feud, but not break up the Inner Circle.
Right.
I think that's the way they should go about it, because I they have something good with Inner Circle being faces, and I feel like it's a wasted opportunity if we just break them up as soon as we turn them face.
You know, my problem though is that the Stadium Stampede match is like, I think it's just way too soon to do, right? Because you just did Blood and Guts. I think if you do Stadium Stampede, right, you do it for like Fight for the Fallen, or maybe like, Fight for Fallen, if that's still gonna be a thing, yeah, because I feel like that's gonna be like the July pay-per-view thing.
Yeah.
I feel like you do it then, right? Because you just had Blood and Guts, then you have like 3 weeks later you have Stadium Stampede. So I feel like that doesn't, it just kind of undermines what happened at Blood and Guts. Like, you have that happen, then you have like the guys start coming back slowly, right, to battle, and then you run Stadium Stampede in July, and then when you run All Out, you then, like you said, I agree with the idea of having all the matches, like you have just one-on-ones or tag teams, because FTR versus Santana Ortiz, you would run those up, right, and then it accumulates to like Jericho versus MJF for like the last match, right, and then ultimately I would have MJF go over, which then shows that it's like a 3-2 match, and you'd have that's it. Like, now that the Inner Circle has to break up, right. So I feel like that would be great, but the problem is that we're running the Stadium Stampede match at Double or Nothing, and it's just like a few weeks after Blood and Guts, and it just kind of undermines like the ferociousness, the ferociousness of what Blood and Guts was meant to be. Because Jericho's still like in a cast, you know what I mean? Like, let him milk that out for like a few more weeks, or a month and a half, like, and then in July run it, and I think it would look cool, but. It's just fan theory at that point for us.
So but yeah, I mean, it's just I think there's a lot of money that's left on the table if you break the Inner Circle up with them being faces. I get, like, as heels they did all they did. They did everything. If they backed Jericho up when he was the world champion. And if they weren't going to have the Inner Circle hold all the belts and run with that, then I don't think there's anything else for the Inner Circle as heels to do. But as faces, there's so much more that the Inner Circle can do, because we still haven't got the Inner Circle versus the Elite.
But do we really want that?
No, I'm not saying no. At this point in time, no, we don't. But I'm just saying we still haven't gotten that that matchup between the Elite and the Inner Circle.
Yeah, we did.
That was the original match for Blood and Guts, but because of COVID, it didn't happen.
But it became the Stadium Stampede.
They had the Stadium Stampede where Sami went through.
You're right. I totally forgot. Yeah, you know what?
I understand what you meant though, like, cause you're talking about like the new Elite. Like, I get
the
that.
New Elite, like the heels Elite with with the new Elite, and then the new Inner Circle. That's why I'm more in sense of in that terms, whether or not the Stadium Stampede match.
True Elite, the Elite. Would you say it that way? Because now you have obviously Alice Anderson, the Young Bucks, and Kenny. Like, I could see that, but still at the same token, I'm just kind of like,
No, and
do I really want to see Sammy Guevara go through another one-wing angel off the stadium into like an area? Like, do I really want to do it again? Like, or maybe watch. What's that?
He also took that golf cart shot.
He did take the golf cart shot. Or do I want to see Kenny Omega take a Judas effect and then like fall off the stadium? Actually, you know what? Let's get that.
I was about to say, I just pictured it in my head, just him going boom, and just Kenny going, yeah. I'd
like to focus on Matt Jackson doing his little flip thing.
No, I'm thinking about like off the top of the stadium, and just like
just take that bump, yeah. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know. I just don't think the Inner Circle. Should break up, and I think Inner Circle's been doing the best work since the beginning of AEW. I think when we look at the Inner Circle, their best stuff really was that first couple months of Dynamite, from October up into, let's say, what was that, January, February? Yeah. Right before, right, like January. That was the, Inner Circle's best stuff. And then, now we got them as a face, and a lot of people are saying that this is some of Jericho's best work. So I'm intrigued. I enjoy seeing them as a face. I think that's what it is. I enjoy seeing the Inner Circle as faces. And I would love to see what else they can do with it. So,
hi, Suyash. I see you put the hello in the comments. So, hi, from one of our viewers on YouTube. Just want to give the shout out.
So, that's that. So let's move on. I was saying, final thoughts, Anthony, Cliff. Final thoughts on the Inner Circle.
I mean, just like I said, I'd like to see it more spaced out. I mean, I get it. Like, we're kind of like in a time crunch, I guess.
Right.
But I'd like to see it more spaced out, and it's cool. It's cool what it is. So let's rock out.
Right, and I guess it would be also come into effect is what do they have next for the Pinnacle?
Yeah.
Right. So maybe if the Inner Circle does break up and they do take the L at the Double or Nothing, I guess what would be the next step for the Pinnacle would be, I guess, what Max does if Max is getting, the title shot. But then again, that's a heel versus heel type of thing. Do we really want,
Yeah, but what if the next feud, right, is the Dark Order versus the Pinnacle?
They would have to build up the Dark Order then.
Yeah, I mean,
they would have to start that at Double or I guess Double or Nothing, or like this week on Dynamite.
Right.
Start doing stuff with Dark Order to prove that they're a threat. Because because the way you said it to me right now, it looks like I think like that's a demotion. Not that I don't use the term demotion, but it's like, all right, it's the Inner Circle and that's the Dark Order. Who do you fear more, or who poses more of a threat? Evil Uno or, Sammy Guevara, in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like, though, like, if you put Hangman in there, obviously you can run Hangman and MJF.
Well, that's also, you add Hangman to that, that's different.
Right.
But it's also the supporting cast behind Hangman also depends on who you know what? Let me change. I'm going to change my stance. I think it all depends. If we use Hangman as part of the Dark Order, I think it all depends on who you put as his supporting cast as far as the Dark Order.
Well, I feel like with that, you'd still have Evil Uno and Stu, right? Would be the guys that would go against FTR, right?
Right. So then
10.
You got 10. Yeah, I love 10, by the way. It's my favorite Dark Order man.
He's the man. 10 would be that guy. And then.
But Johnny Hungee, he's hurt. But he's hurt.
Well, yeah, but you could have like 5. You put 5 in there with Spears, right? And then like have Spears hurt 5, which would then bring in Johnny Hungee. And then what's cool about that, like and here's like the best part, right? Like this would be the funny part. You have Tully, right? And you have -1. Like, here's my thought, right? They start running this feud. And like they have like a match that kind of clashes, right? -1 comes in there and just kicks Tully in the dick. Then, as Tully has down on his knees, he's holding his junk. You see -1 go, turn around, patow, hit the discus. I'm like, let's go.
I think we've overused -1. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion on it. I think it was cool, for a while. I think we should move on from -1. I think at this point we
I think if you use them sparingly, like still, and if you start using them sparingly now, I think it makes a bigger effect. Like if you don't, let's say you don't use him until like that matchup, and when Tully goes to get involved, that's when he comes out. It just makes it's a whole different dynamic at that point.
Right. That yes, because like I feel they've oversaturated the -1 thing, and I think it's a little redundant and a little much. But
or you bring back Anna Jay.
Now you're talking.
Hey, question from a fan though. Suyash says, "What do you guys think about the release of Samoa Joe. So we have talked about this. I was like, we have talked about this. No, just a 50,000 view. It sucks, but Joe is an extremely talented wrestler, and I think he's going to, for lack of not trying to use it as a pun, I think he's gonna make an impact back at Impact.
Get the fuck out of here. Joe.
Like I said, I think we talked about that on the show a couple of weeks ago when he was released. I think it's a missed opportunity on WWE's part. He was good as a commentator. I will say that, and especially over the fact that week of WrestleMania, Joe was out there in a suit in the rain, and then a couple of days later they said, "Yeah, peace out." Like, it's a missed opportunity. I would love to see him in Impact. I don't think he, I said it before, everybody can't go to AEW. But it would be cool to see him in Impact or even, see him in MLW. I think the way wrestling is now, I think there's so many different opportunities for anybody that gets released that they can go. So I think it'd be dope to see him anywhere, really.
Especially with so much wrestling going back to television, right? Because obviously Vice has MLW now. Now that we know that. Impact obviously is on Twitch, but you can also find them on Access. You can find New Japan Wrestling on Access. You have ROH. So there's just so much.
What if he goes to New Japan? What if he shows up at Ring of Honor?
Oh, I'm not lying. I would love every minute of it.
I think Ring of Honor would be a great place for Joe right now.
Yeah, I you know what? I'm not going to disagree with that. I definitely can see Joe in the Ring of Honor and going back there, because Ring of Honor, really has a shot of doing a lot, making a lot of headway in wrestling, especially with the people they got now, especially Shane Taylor, and just some new people they got, like the big bad Kaiju O'Shea Edwards. Not to say that he's not my favorite indie wrestler right now, but so yeah, I can definitely see ROH for Joe. But all right, guys, temp check. You a little hot there. You a little hot, Lou. You a little hot over there. Whoa, keep your shirt on. Okay.
Yeah. You put those 22s away.
All right, temp check. So temp check. Hottest wrestler going into this week. All right, Cliff. Hottest wrestler going into this week.
Man, it's crazy because there's been a lot of stuff that's happened, and it's gonna be crazy for me to kind of say this, right? So I was at an event, and I watched a wrestler perform, and tore the stage down and helped put over some talent. And he's been slowly rising through the ranks, and we've been watching him grow, especially when he's been on AEW Dark.
Doug. Oh
no, definitely not me. I'm not putting myself over like maybe somebody did when we first did Match of the Week. But no, I want to give a big shout out to Casey Navarro. That's my wrestler who I think's on the rise for this week.
Lou,
I'm gonna beat Chaz real quick and say them boys, pure ignorance. Got him.
We didn't do anything this week.
They didn't even wrestle this week.
But I am gonna keep it in the tag team, and I have two. I have Mox and Kingston. They're fucking tearing it up. But also Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Those guys.
Actually,
AEW tag team right now is on fucking fire.
And it's about damn time. It's I won't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that. And I've been preaching it since the jump. But yeah, it is on fire. It definitely is, and it's about damn time. My hottest wrestler of the week, though, I'm picking a lady. I'm picking a lady. And it is the Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Listen, man.
That was gonna be mine.
I've said it for like weeks. If you do not put that belt on Britt Baker at Double or Nothing next Sunday, I swear on everything, it is the end of it. Because listen, and I told y'all I wasn't gonna watch anything as far as the women but Dynamite, but the past couple of weeks with them building up Britt to face Sheeta has been money. It has been money from the moment that they were trying to get, the moment that Britt was saying, "Oh," when she brought the validity of the ranking system and she put herself up to number one, all from that to now has been money. And you know how in wrestling when they start bringing stats, you know what that means. Whenever you have a championship and they start telling you how many days you had and they start plastering that around, that means you're about to lose the belt. And it is now the Doctor's time. It is the person that I felt like should have had the belt from jump, the person that's going to put the AEW women's division on the map, the Doctor, DMD, Britt Baker. That's my hottest wrestler.
Let's not tarnish Sheeta and her.
No, let's not.
Because Sheeta's been doing well. But I am with you 100%. It is the Doctor's time. 100%, I feel like if they don't do this, they're shitting on the women's division again. And if you don't win, there will be another rant. There will be another rant if I go, and can I have a show that day too? I'm booked that day, so I'm gonna have a long day of wrestling. So if I come home, already see his fucking rant.
If I come home,
you know who throws a better super kick than Tamina? You know who?
Hey, really quick though, I do want to throw out two other teams, right? Because we were talking about temp check, and I should have mentioned these guys too. Violent by Design, right?
Oh yeah.
Because let's just be real, like they just won the Impact Tag titles, like from Finju. So like I 100% with that one. And the other one I want to throw out is Violence of Action. AEW Dark, our boys, right here from the 3 Count Podcast, our boys that we've had on the show before, Roman Rosell and Derek Pizzatoro, because they made their debuts as well. And just throw one more name out too, Manny Smith, because he's out to make his impact on Impact.
You're gonna keep that phrase, aren't you?
I'm gonna work it as much as I can.
Oh man! So all right, cool.
Our other boys, Waves and Curls, making their second match on AEW Dark. Shout out to those guys.
Mm-hmm. I still want to fight.
They're off at the bigger things right now.
Oh no! Listen. Guess what? Listen. We can duff them on a national stage.
You better get on the AEW Dark then.
Listen, Tony Khan.
You've been listening to us, Tony.
Hit my line, G. Hit my line.
He has been listening to us.
Yeah.
So
you keep saying that. Like one of these days, we're gonna be like, yeah, we got hit with a cease and desist. So what we did is we turned it into a T-shirt, and.
Speaking of Tony Khan, I'm gonna use this as a segue. Speaking of Tony Khan, so they'll lead us into our next topic. So speaking of Tony Khan this past week was on Busted Open Radio on Sirius XM, which I canceled because they tried to fuck me over. So I don't have to. I had to put that out there because I was highly. Long story short was this. All right, okay, listen. I was like, this is getting a little too costly. I'll just listen to the podcast version. I don't need to listen to it live every morning. And, most of the time I don't listen to it live in the morning because I'm either on the phone with Cliff or I'm listening to actual music. So I was like, you know what? Save some money. So the guy, when I asked to cancel, he says, no, we can give you a lesser price. We'll give it to only $5. And then he was like, well, what do you listen to? I said, well, I primarily use it to listen to Fight Nation because I listen to Busted Open, but I like my hip hop, my R&B, and my Kirk Franklin praise. I need my gospel music on my Sundays, right? And
oh, please pray for us all. Sorry.
Oh, that's not even actual. And I was like, okay, cool. Right. So one morning, so he's like, all right, cool. I'm like, $5, that's nothing. That's cheaper than what I was paying. All right, cool. Save me a little bit of money. I go look. I can't access Busted Open. I can't access Fight Nation. I don't even have my Kurt Franklin praise. I was mad. I said, cancel. Then they were like, well, you picked this. I said, no, the guy said I could have all this. And yeah, so I'll be listening to the podcast version. But anyway, back to the point. I had to get my little rant out about Sirius XM.
You don't support Sirius XM.
No, listen, unless they pay me and put me on Fight Nation and put a 3 Count podcast on there, then we'll support them. But maybe I probably burnt that bridge just now. But anyway, Tony Khan, right? He was on Busted Open this past week with Dave LaGreca, and I think Mark Henry was on that day. It was Mark. It was Mark Henry. And he announced that AEW Dynamite is moving next year from TNT to TBS on Wednesday nights, same time slot as they are. They'll just be moving to the other Turner station. And also he announced that on Friday nights at 10 p.m. that they are introducing a new show called Rampage. So pretty much after SmackDown, you can go watch Dynamite on TBS on Friday nights. So now you got 3 hours of wrestling on a Friday. Yeah, because SmackDown's 2 hours and then Rampage is an hour. Right, that makes sure my math is right. So the debate topic is this a move for AEW moving from TNT to TBS? I'll start us off on this one. So I think it's a really good move for the simple fact is that now we won't have to worry about Dynamite during the NBA playoffs and the other sports playoffs on TNT. We won't have to worry about Dynamite being moved on a Friday night as it normally was, as it would be like coming up this Friday. We know TNT has the NBA on TNT, and they do the NBA playoffs there, and they also have some other stuff that I think as well that sometimes take over on Wednesday nights. So I think it's a good move because it won't force Dynamite to move when this happens, and it keeps them locked in on that Wednesday night slot from 8 to 10. And I think it also brings in more eyes to the product because, I mean, it's still a Turner-based station. And I think a lot more families watch TBS than TNT. So I think, them trying to push into that younger demographic would benefit them on TBS. I mean, come on. Wipeout isn't on TBS. And who doesn't love Wipeout?
Who doesn't love John Cena?
Exactly. It's John Cena. Exactly. So, hey, the average person who doesn't watch wrestling, they're going to say, oh, John Cena. Oh, wrestling. Yeah, let's watch that. They're going to assume that John Cena's on there because it's wrestling and everyone thinks wrestling is WWE. So I think it's a good move for them, just for the simple fact that they don't have to worry about switching out when the playoffs of the NBA, like now. So I think it's a really good move. The only downside, I think, is that do you still call it the TNT Championship since they're now on TNT?
Hey, I'm about to blow your mind, right?
Okay.
All right.
So
first things first.
I said my piece.
First
that
things
was
first.
My last piece. So, okay.
So first things first. Keith, thank you. Get well. We know, you just had your surgery, so
Oh, yes.
Get well, good sir. Because he says, "Burn, baby, burn." I guess that's what he's referring to your, you're serious. Secondly, I agree. It's a great move for them because obviously you get in a million more homes, you get more money. Plus, you're prioritized. You're gonna be like the show on there, minus TBS baseball because no one cares about the Braves. Next,
they don't.
And there he goes. And the other part too is that Rampage, will be on TNT. and then on Friday nights, first in August, and then it moves over to TBS as well. So yeah, I think it's a great move. I think it's a great move, and it makes a lot of sense. As far as your question about do you still call it the TNT title? How about this? The TNT title is named the TNT title because it's another name for Dynamite. Yeah, so thank you to Heel Josh. He pointed that out. I thought it was the TNT title because it was on TNT. No, it's because it's another name for Dynamite. And I was like,
no, wait, but okay, here's the and I argue this point to that. Here's my counterpoint to that. It's the fucking TNT logo, though. It's the fucking network logo in Smackdown in the middle of the belt, though.
It is written with.
They got the Turner Mansion on the side plates. No.
Well, yeah, no. The Turner Well, yeah, but that's the Turner franchise. Like, that's a franchise, first of all. Yeah. But it's TNT because it stands for Dynamite.
That's a stretch.
It is not a stretch.
That's a stretch.
There's a song. There's literally a song by AC/DC that says TNT. It's Dynamite. Thank you.
I know the song. I had that song in my phone.
Yeah. There you go. It's not a stretch. It's right there.
That big circle that says TNT that looks like the logo on the side in the corner on Dynamite every night. You're not getting away from that. No, I'm sorry.
It blew my mind when he brought it up, and I was like, no. And I was like, no. Yeah, you know what? That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That makes way too much sense.
It sounds good.
This because it's right. That's why it sounds good. For us, because it just so happens to be the television title that's being defended on TNT is called the TNT title. Like, it makes sense, but I was like, oh.
I see.
Yeah. All right, Lou, what's your thoughts?
You just let me fire back. Enjoy last place per normal with the Rockies, bitch.
I mean, I won last year's championship.
Rockies won a championship last year?
No, but I won the Golden Pencil. And you're wearing an ace hat, and I'm wearing a 3-count hat.
Baltimore Community College. Fuck Chaz's math. The real champ is right here, the diabetic one. Anyway, going back to what the TNT, I don't know if it's a good thing. You know, it's saying that it's going to air. So, you already have two shows. You have Dark and the other one with the big show. I don't fucking remember at this point. My diabetes.
Dark Elevation?
Dark Elevation.
Yeah, sorry, my diabetes are kicking in. And those air on certain days. On YouTube. If it was live, then I'd be like, you're onto something. But we don't know if it's going to be live or not.
What? You talking about Rampage?
Yes. Rampage, they only say it's going to air. It doesn't say that it's going to be live.
But they don't even know what the show is. It could be like a replay show of Dynamite. Like, they don't know.
But why have 3 shows that are already recorded? That's fucking ridiculous.
What they did say, I think I do remember, Tony Khan said that Rampage and Dynamite is called, will be their 2 main properties. So it's, in a sense, I hate to use the terminology, but from what I got from what Tony Khan said in that interview, Dynamite and Rampage are your equivalent to Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah. Well,
they're you know what I'm saying?
I can't take the
main properties, and you got Dark and Elevation as your Heat and Velocity.
Well, I literally cannot take that from you right now. Do you know why? Because you gave him the golden pencil with your fucking math. So I don't know. Get out. Your word doesn't mean shit right now.
I had someone go back over my math to make sure it was correct.
Who, Cliff? I know.
No, it wasn't Cliff.
Fucking liar.
It was a non-3 count.
You guys have a separate chat, just you two fucking trying to put, how do you fuck Anthony this week?
Yeah, it's called a chat box. It's like a normal chat. We don't have a special chat group that says F. Anthony. It doesn't say that. It just says
It's
Chaz.
Blue Show.
Oh, right. Mine just says Clifford.
That's the special group we're in. Ooh.
What?
The chat room.
What?
Yo, okay.
How do we fuck Blue? We're
Hold
not
on.
giving that fuck guy the new pencil.
Let me tell you guys this story. This reminds me of a story, right? So I was in the military, right? And I had this friend named Michael Allen. And I put his whole name out there. I'm sorry. Okay, Alan, I'm sorry. Anyway, but Alan and I, we were really good friends. And he was talking about how he got this girl's phone number, right? He's like, yo, man, this girl, like, we started talking, and she gave me her phone number. She also gave me her work number and her address. I was like, yeah, bro, that's called a business card.
Nah.
I did. And it was her business card he gave her. And she gave him.
All right, Anthony, your point. Yeah, go back. You back to
What's up, JC?
I literally think if it's just 3 aired shows in 1 week and 1 live show, it's not really helpful. I don't think so. Anyways, I want to. I literally, as an AEW fucking mark, I want 2 live shows a week.
Yeah, but Rampage could be a live show. It's just gonna be an hour long. It'd probably be like 2 matches on there.
Well, they haven't, like, kind of like what you said. You might just be a replay. They haven't came out and said, like, all it says it's going to air on Fridays.
Yeah, and
airing this means it's coming on. It could be pre-recorded already. There could be kayfabes on that shit.
Who the fuck is kayfabe? All right, is this some new wrestler coming up?
Yeah. But
does she have a cocktail special?
I gotta agree with you. I agree with you because I think what's going to happen is this, because and it's like I said, this is out of Tony Khan's mouth. He said that they wanted, like, they were asked to do a 3rd hour of Dynamite. They were asked to do that on Wednesday nights, and Tony Khan was like, no, because 3 hours, like we already know, a 3-hour wrestling show is bullshit. Like, how bad did we, shit on, on that Monday night show? So
it's pretty raw.
It isn't. So I think what's going to happen is it's going to be recorded, because I think what they're going to do is they're going to tape it after Dynamite. That third hour of technically of Dynamite, what it would have been, they would do it after or do it before, and then put that on Friday night. And I think what they'll do is they'll use some of the talent, like your mid-card talent, on that Rampage show. I think that's what they do. That just seems like how how SmackDown used to be before SmackDown became SmackDown.
Pre-recorded?
Well, not the pre-recorded part, but like how SmackDown was like the, I don't want to call it the filler show, but like you had used SmackDown to like just further like the the other storylines that didn't get that much time on Raw on your main thing. So I think that's how they do it, and I think that would be the perfect way that you get some of those like your Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page and like your now I can't think of who else is on the roster. Christian, but I don't even think Christian is. I think by that point, by the time Rampage goes on the air on Fridays, I think Christian is main eventing Dynamite at that point.
So that's someone like Jungle Boy.
Yes, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, all of them. Like you build them up on that show because just in case because like I said, you have so many people, you don't do so much on that 2-hour show. But the people that you need to push and get over, you put on that Friday show and have them get over on there. Kind of like how they do with Dark and Elevation. So you get your wins up and, make that thing look good. Then you go on Dynamite. I think you further your storylines and stuff on Rampage.
I think as long as you have, like, matches, like, matter, right? Like, and I say this in the sense of, like that woman wrestler that you want to really push, or that men's wrestler you really want to push, or even like a tag team. Like I would like to see like 3 matches on that show, and legit 1 male, 1 female, 1 tag, right? And I just want to see like teams run that way, and I think that would work, like because then you could have a week where you feature like Abaddon, right? Because we haven't seen her in a while, or Sheeta could be on there, or you bring Britt on the show, right?
Wait,
So I definitely
Abaddon,
agree.
like Abaddon as like the zombie wrestler.
Yes, that one.
Oh, we're back cool with zombies again.
I've been cool with zombies, okay? Everybody else I hear like, I didn't like the zombies.
WWE says let's just overdo it with those zombies, and AEW is like we just got a zombie.
Listen, whatever, man. AEW, okay, I'm not going to shit on WWE for the zombies. AEW still has a dinosaur on their show. They have a zombie on their show.
Dinosaur. Nobody watches The Walking Dead no more.
I don't even think it's on TV anymore.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's on its final season. You guys knock it off.
It's on WWE pay-per-views.
Yeah, don't don't talk shit.
By the way,
Walking Dead is on its last season.
Keith Ross says on TBS, gotta bring back the TV title. They have that. It's called the TNA title. That's what the TV title technically is.
It's the what?
What?
The TNT title. Fuck, sorry.
It was like the TNA title. It's like
Keith Ross said, "Bring back the TV title." What the TNT title is? It's their version of the TV title.
Yeah, it's defended on TV all the time. It's true.
Yeah, but yeah. So all right, yeah. That's my. I think that's how they do it. As far as Rampage is, that's the secondary show that you pushed your talent that didn't get the time on Dynamite, and who knows. Rampage might do more numbers than Dynamite. It won't. I mean, it's only an hour long, but you never know. You never know. So, moving on to our last debate topic, we're gonna go to Friday Night Smackdown. So, yeah, this past couple was it last week before last? Gee, how long ago? Time be flying. But WrestleMania Backlash. That's the show. Cesaro, Roman Reigns. We know Roman Reigns, my tribal chief, your tribal chief, the man that sits at the head of the table. Roman Reigns successfully defended his Universal Championship against Cesaro. This was on Twitter. I was like, people think that Cesaro should get another shot at the title to, I guess, further his push. So that's what we're going to talk about. Should Cesaro get another match with Roman Reigns? Should they continue this feud? Anthony.
I mean, really, who else do you have to go against the head of the table right now? Like, for some reason, Seth and Cesaro are still feuding for what fucking reason? That tells me no, that they should be running that fucking feud more. But the bad thing about it right now is who's going to face Roman if it's not Cesaro at this point? Do you give Big E a push? Do you give Kevin Owens another push? Do you bring somebody from Raw to cross over and do that? There's nobody, like, they've ran through the whole roster with Roman. Not that Roman doesn't deserve the run that he has, because he does. I mean, but right now, what do you do? Who else can you fucking put in there? Do you finally make it Seth and Roman finally get their fucking heat and get their fucking shit going? Right now, yes, you have to. But should he? Cesaro's not that guy yet. They're building him for that guy, but he's not that guy yet.
All right, Cliff.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't get another shot. To be fair, I mean, he's run a storyline with Seth. Like, they're obviously picking that up. As far as your question about Big E moving over, no, because he's going to start running that one with Aleister Black now. They've already started pushing that along. I think the next person is Jimmy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right there. Like, he's kind of the guy who's, he's been a thorn in the side of Roman like the whole time. I think they run this match with the Street Profits on Friday night. Jay leaves because Roman calls to him. And that's when you have Jimmy come up and super kick Roman in the face. And there you go. Story starts. Or Roman comes in, beats up Jimmy, and Jay just kind of stands there as his right-hand man. So,
how long do you run that feud? A month? And then what?
Yeah, at that time now you can just still build up. You can build up another person to work next. I mean, that's just it is kind of you're not running that story for a month or two, or not for a
How,
month. You're running it for two,
how
at
many
least 2
titles
months.
how many titles have the Usos won in single competition?
How many times have they won since what?
How many titles have the Usos won in single competitions? Chaz has got it up.
Right. So, how many people are really going to be a threat to Roman Reigns? Like, how many single titles has Cesaro won? One. So, and that was what, back in 2012, 2013, like 2014, like
He won the U.S. belt.
whatever. It was like a long time ago. It felt like it was like ages ago.
Gee, was that long? I think it was. I think it was even before that.
But my point, yeah,
That
that's
was,
what I'm
like
saying.
that was right when he came from the. That was right when he got called up NXT.
You don't have.
But
like,
that's my point. So what we end up doing, right, is we have Jimmy run, right, as that person in Hell in a Cell.
Hell, no. It's hell in a cell.
Jay interferes, right, costs Jimmy the match, right? So now you have a reason to go to Money in the Bank, and guess who can cash in?
Brock Lesnar.
Probably. Again. But my point being, though, is that you run Money in the Bank, and then the winner of the Money in the Bank contract obviously can carry it on from there, and then you start building up another person to take over. Like, I just think it kind of makes sense. At this point, like, I don't really know who else you would have on SmackDown run, but at this point, I think that's probably about the best that you can do until SummerSlam. And then when SummerSlam comes, you end that feud with Jimmy, and Jimmy then has to join the family, right? So now Jimmy J, and then you have Roman, and then you kind of just like let some Keith Lee come back at SummerSlam, and then Keith Lee can start taking that main event spot. You already see him as a main eventer, so why not bring him back at SummerSlam? After SummerSlam. Because we already know where Mia, not Mia, damn it. Shit, she's been gone for so long. I only remembered her by her other name.
What you call it?
Yim.
Reckoning.
Yeah, Reckoning. So you have
I don't remember myself too. So
right. So you have her because we already know that she's gonna be on SmackDown. So why not just let her run that way?
Yeah, and they try to keep couples together.
Right.
So I don't reiterate what you said, Cliff, because I kind of agree with you on that point. I don't think Cesaro gets another match because it doesn't make sense. At WWE at WrestleMania Backlash, Cesaro lost clean. Square in the middle of the ring, he submitted. So I don't think he deserves. He doesn't get another match. It's just Roman signified that he beat him clean. Now if if Jay came in or Jimmy or somebody interfered in that match, or like Rollins did, I can see why. All right, cool. Why you run another match? But I think that WWE only used Cesaro for this moment, just because they needed something for him to do for the month. We needed somebody to challenge Roman, so why not use Cesaro? He just came off a hot win at WrestleMania, and they were building off the hype that Cesaro had coming out of WrestleMania. So I think they already had in mind that this was just going to be a one and done, which is why his feud with Rollins is in a sense reignited. If like I said, if Cesaro hadn't lost clean, like in the middle of the ring, then I would argue till my face is blue that Cesaro gets another match, and there's a stipulation, and then it plays into Hell in a Cell. Like, put Cesaro, Roman in the Hell in a Cell, keeps everybody out, keeps them two locked in there. Yeah, but it's just that's not the case. So as much as we want, as much as we cheer for Cesaro, we push for him to be that guy. It's over with. This little stink, it's already over and done with. It sucks, but it is what it is. It was not to say that the match wasn't great or anything. Like,
right.
When Roman Reigns and Cesaro they killed it. They killed it, but it's just That's it. I really don't have any, there's nothing more really, to say with it. It's just, it is what it is. He lost clean, and like the heel beat the face clean. And that's when you signify, all right, next. So, yeah.
August of 2012.
August of 2012 is when you won that U.S. belt?
Man, I called it. I just picked a random year too, and I was like, "Yeah, it was 2012."
That was dope. I was thinking 2010. I was thinking 2010, but 20.
Held it from August 12th to April 15th of the next year when he got beat by Kofi.
That was almost 10 years ago, y'all.
Right.
Oh my God.
He's won the tag titles 5 times, but he's just not that main guy.
Yeah, he won it 5 times. He won like 3 people, right?
Like Rick Steiner, man. Rick Steiner is a great tag team champion, but he wasn't a great individual champion.
Yeah, he's on that Steiner man. Shout out to Prince for that. What's his favorite promo? And I hate it. Absolutely. Everything about that. You got a 33.3%. But yeah, that's just it. Yeah, it's over with. Cesaro had his moment to shine. He had his 15 minutes of fame, and it was over an hour. And it was over an hour ago. See what I did there? See what I did there?
I like it.
That man Drake don't miss.
Those suits don't miss, man. I don't understand how you did not like Seth's last suit, man. That shit was hot.
He's the real dripping JJ. That was fire.
Oh God! Please stop. I hate that term. I really hate the term drip.
Yeah, dripping JJ stupid. Tell your brother.
Drip Rollins.
I hate also that
Drip Seth.
Drip Seth.
Okay, we're moving on.
The real DDR. Drip Rollins.
So it's now time for the greatest segment in all the 3 Count Podcast. It's now time for the Red Dogs Power Rankings. Danger Zone.
Hey. So first off, hey, hello Amanda. We saw you in the chat. Chaz asked Red about the message with the mic. Ha 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 ha. I forgot what she's talking about. I can't figure it out. Anyway, let's jump into our power rankings. We're going to start with the honorable mentions as always. So let's go with the first honorable mention, which is going to be Angel Garza versus Drew Gulak on Raw. Another match following on Raw. That's an honorable mention is Asuka versus Charlotte. After that, another match from Raw, AJ Styles versus Elias make the honorable mentions. Our next honorable mention match will be the Young Bucks versus Varsity Blondes on AEW. So you guys haven't checked it out, go check that match out. And then let's move into what I called match of the week, right? Rachel Ellering versus Jordynne Grace, which was my last honorable mention from Impact. Number 10. We've got Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley versus The Acclaim on AEW. I love that match. I loved The Acclaim's intro.
Hated the promo.
I love. Let's get into number 9. We have Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte versus Asuka at WrestleMania. Backlash. We also have at number 8 Apollo Crews versus Big E versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn on SmackDown. I enjoyed this match a lot. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys had to check it out yet, but it's a lot of fun. Number 7. Let's give it up for another great wrestling match. Gotta give this up, man. Serena Deeb versus Red Velvet, man, on AEW was lights out, man. Serena Deeb is. I'm gonna take a second real quick. She's amazing talent.
Yeah.
God, she's so good. We're gonna move into number 6. Legado del Fantasma versus Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa from NXT. Then we're gonna move into our top 5, which should be pretty easy, with Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman on WrestleMania. Backlash. Number 4, The Mysterios versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode on WrestleMania. Backlash. Number 3. This is probably one of my favorite matches of the week. Sheamus versus Ricochet on Raw. Surprisingly, I was 100% into this match, so I wanted to make sure we gave it props. Number 2, gotta give it up. Bianca Belair versus Bayley on WrestleMania Backlash. And last but not least, our number 1 match. It was Roman Reigns versus Cesaro at WrestleMania Backlash.
I want you to call. Whenever you need this, I want you to be like every time. WrestleMania Raw, WrestleMania Smackdown.
Real talk. Like, if you guys see, this is how I know Anthony doesn't listen to us on TikTok. So every time that we mention WrestleMania Backlash, that's how I would announce it. I would be like, oh, and we have this match coming up at WrestleMania Backlash.
I don't watch TikTok anymore.
Oh, really?
I have tough time, man.
I don't. But that's why I
put 55 hours of work in a week.
See,
man, you know what? That just sounds like you're just undedicated.
That's my toilet thing. My toilet thing is TikTok. When I'm on the toilet, that's what I do while I'm on the toilet. TikTok.
Listen, man, I work and I have a podcast I gotta work on and do interviews. Mind you, I was on my way up to a show yesterday, and I edited all of the interviews that we have done in the past 2 weeks while I was driving up.
Yeah, who's driving?
I was driving.
Yeah, that's illegal. We don't do illegal things here, like smoke weed.
What are you talking about? Nobody said anything about doing anything illegal. Illegal. Purple sticky punch is a very normal plant. It just grows out of the ground, Lou.
Like icky.
And, not to, voice my political opinion on things, but weed is actually legal in certain states. It's a medical.
Is it legal in Maryland?
Yeah,
medicinal.
It is. Yeah, from medicinal, yes. It's not.
Oh, for your glaucoma, I gotcha. I wonder if that shit fucking cures diabetes. I'm about to start smoking that shit.
You go get a card.
That's legit. Like,
my diabetes, man.
Like, and the crazy thing is though, and
it can't make you any dumber.
It can't, but I think you actually can easily get one because you're a veteran.
I'm really getting fucking pissed off at you. Why do you keep fucking saying I'm disabled?
Exactly, so you should get one.
Yeah, I know. And Cliff's over here making fun of disabilities.
I mean, I really don't know how to
I have diabetes!
Diabetes.
Yeah.
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
It's not a joke, guys, okay? It's a very serious subject. You guys are over here making fun.
I have to prick myself twice, and I am the big prick.
Hey, no, you're just a little prick that has to prick yourself.
I'm blind, bud.
Oh, man.
Aaron, let him know.
She don't care.
Oh, man. So that's our show for the week. I want to thank everybody. If you made it this far to the end, I gotta make sure I say that because, like I said, this show gets off the rails sometimes. So if you made it to the end, congratulations. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for sticking with us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And to all our live viewers right now, thank you for watching. Thank you to all of our fans who continue to watch us each and every week. You guys, are, thebomb.com. So shout out to you guys. Make sure you follow the 3 Count Podcast on all of our social medias, whether it's Facebook, the 3 Count Podcast, whether it's Instagram, 3 Count Pod, TikTok Clapper, 3 Count Pod, Twitter, 3 Count _pod. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you hit that bell button so you're notified whenever we post a video, so you can check out all of our debate shows, all of our interviews, and all of our specials, because we do have specials that we do. Don't worry, we did not forget about the greatest tag team of all time tournament. I promise you that's going to happen before the end of the year.
Yes. That's happening.
2021, we're going to get it.
Yeah, it's going to happen, damn it.
And I feel like I'm a president. Oh, but by the end of the year, we're going to get there. I promise you. We're going to get there for our greatest tag team of all time tournament. So, yeah, we will get there. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and so you don't miss a video. 3countpodcast.com. Number 3, that's our website. Everything 3 Count Podcast is on there. ProWrestlingTees.com/3 Count Pod. Number 3. Don't you dare type in THREE like an idiot. Don't you do it.
Fuck those guys.
Don't you do it. You'll find that 3 Count Thursday, motherfuckers, and that's not us.
Fuck those guys. Those guys are lame-os.
They are. I listened to an episode. They're lame. So, with that being said, I'm the Don, Chaz Evans, here with Lou the Franchise, El Diabito, the diabetic one. Black lives certainly do matter. Also here with my tag partner, the producer of the show, the man that runs the show. He is the Red Dog of Red Dogs. Be there next week for the next episode of the 3 Count Podcast Debate Show. Be there, or you know what? Don't even be somewhere else.